From across America, regional gold medalists have gathered in Los Angeles to compete in the most prestigious event in the sport of competitive aerobics. The stage is set for 75 athletes who will vie for the gold medals in the National Aerobic Championship. The United States National Aerobic Championship is brought to you by Reebok, who reminds you that on Planet Reebok, there are no boundaries. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the 1993 National Aerobic Championship. I'm Brian Drebber. The sport of competitive aerobics is about strength and skill, about flexibility and conditioning, and especially about performance under pressure. You see, the athletes that we're about to see have less than 2 minutes to impress a panel of judges and show them that they have what it takes to be the best, that they have what it takes to be national aerobic champions. Now, these people come to us from many different and demanding athletic backgrounds, but they're unanimous in stating for the record that this is the most difficult thing that they have ever done. We're all in for a unique experience. And sharing it with me for the third year now is my partner Charlene Prickett, a former judge whose job it will be to tell us a little bit more about the sport and give us some insight into what the judges are looking for. Welcome again, Charlene.
Oh, thanks, Brian. We're about to see this nation's very best aerobic athletes compete in 4 events: women's individual, men's individual, mixed pairs, and teams. And unlike recreational aerobics classes, you know, where all the students follow the lead of an instructor, competitive aerobics involves routines carefully choreographed to showcase skill like strength and flexibility and creative presentation. And in fact, it is those 2 categories, skill and presentation, in which all these competitors will be judged. Now, you need to look for, in each routine, 4 compulsory exercises: high leg kicks, jumping jacks, push-ups, and abdominal curls. And although they come packaged with a large variety of wrappings, all those moves serve a common purpose: to demonstrate strength, flexibility, and coordination.
Mixed pairs is our first final event. Now, all of the athletes in each of 4 categories competed in semifinal rounds held earlier this week, and our 3 finalists in each category come through to the medal round. Now, let's take a look at who made it in the mixed pairs. Advancing to the finals in mixed pairs, Tim Roberts and Kim Newman, Pat Wade and Diane Teresi, and Grant and Sandy Brazier.
Ladies and gentlemen, the 1993 National Aerobic Championship begins with the mixed pair event.
Diane Teresi is hoping 8 is enough. Enough tries at a gold medal, that is. She has won 17 medals in all, including 4 silvers in a row at nationals, but never gold. And Pat Wade had quite a time convincing her to join him in a bid for his first national title as well.
From Andre's Body Shop in San Francisco, Diane Teresi and Pat Wade.
Now, you might think that the height differential in this pair is a problem, but in fact, that's what got Diane excited about taking another run at this championship. When she began to move around the studio with Pat, she could see that they could synchronize the height of their jumps and their moves so that his longer limbs were just an extension of hers. Look how perfectly they pull that off.
If ever there was a sentimental favorite to win a gold medal in a National Aerobic Championships, it would be Diane Teresi. Her story is really a touching one, and she has been so motivated.
nervous for presentation points. Plyometric push-up when you just jump right off the floor spontaneously. Afraid of height and only could manage to be thrown up in the air once she became confident in this man.
A lot of fingers are crossed in the audience for Diane Taurasi and Pat Wade.
The scores for Pat Wade and Diane Taurasi. Skill, 136.5. Presentation, 99. Their total score, 235.5.
A rare husband and wife pair, the first ever to compete here in the national championships. Sandy and Grant Brazier work together in Tampa, train, and of course live together. Surprisingly well, we hear, considering the stresses. Grant is a former swimmer, and Sandy has earned national, even world titles in baton twirling.
Here is Sandy and Grant Brazier.
She is an extremely strong, flexible athlete.
Strong, she pulls him up off the floor. That's a new trick.
She does indeed. This is a well-choreographed routine with lots of big cardiovascular movements.
These two were really quite a surprise to a lot of us here at the national championships. They have sort of come out of nowhere, even though they've been around individually.
Now you see how they have their hands behind their head. That's an overload. Look at this inverted split, new signature, but I'm concerned about the judge's estimation of safety when she, on the weight-bearing leg, she has to hyperextend that leg. Although it's impressive, they may not get full points because of a question about safety on the weight-bearing knee.
Interesting floor work there.
Push-ups good and strong. You don't see any sinking in her low back, so her alignment is good. Not done yet? There. These end poses this year in the competition are basketball throws. Throwing the female up and then letting her tumble down. It's a risk, but they stuck it perfectly.
Husband and wife. It's only difficult at best to imagine what they've been through.
And now the scores for Sandy and Grant Brazier. Skill, 126.5. Presentation, 95. Their total score, 221.5.
Kimberly Newman and Timothy Roberts have studied hours of past national and world championship performances getting ready for this. And along the way, he has toured with the National Company of Cats. She graduated with highest honors from the University of Maryland and drives the two of them towards perfection.
Representing West End Executive Fitness Center in Washington, D.C., Kimberly Newman and Timothy Roberts.
demonstrate a lot of control typical of dancers.
Yes, not only control, but musical interpretation and presentation. Such flexibility in the lower body. With strong push-ups, those are their 4 compulsories.
Nice and simple, easy for the judges to see. They had trouble with that one in preliminaries, too.
These abdominals are overloaded with the hands behind, making them difficult, but they're a bit fast.
After all, Charlene, they only have 1 minute and 45 seconds to pack it all in.
Now watch this musical interpretation. That's a jeté roll, and they do it beautifully. Boy, their strength and flexibility, you know, allowing them to do those huge, perfect high leg kicks and hold their balance really puts them in contention for the gold.
Kim and Tim from Washington, D.C.
And the scores for Kimberly Newman and Timothy Roberts: skill 128, presentation 93. The total score 221. With a total score of 235.5, the 1993 United States National Aerobic Champion mixed pair gold medalists are Diane Taurasi and Pat Wade. Silver medalist, Grant and Sandy Brazier. And the bronze medal with a score of 221, Tim Roberts and Kim Newman.
The scores are in, and Diane Taurasi has finally found with Pat Wade the magic combination. 8 long years of hard work, finally a gold medal. Pat Wade and Diane Taurasi. Pat, this is 1 out of 2 for you, but Diane, wow, it's been a long way.
A long way. I can't believe I won.
Well, you're obviously very emotional. Tell me what you're thinking right now.
I could finally give my workshop on how to win in less than 8 years.
That's what we said at the top of this. My congratulations and that of all of us here, and to you especially, and Pat, well, congratulations. You brought her here. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll be right back with more from the National Aerobic Championships with the women's competition, so stay with us. Welcome back. Before the women's finals event begins, let's take a quick look at the recent semi-final competition and see who advanced to the finals. Competition will be Kelly Ginelot, Elaine Alfano Wilton, and Kimberly Terry. Our first woman finalist is just about ready. The National Aerobic Championships will return in a moment with the women's individual event. Welcome back for the women's individual event. Elaine Alfano Wilton stands tall in the world of gymnastics, a 5-time All-American and 4-time NC2A champion.
From Freehold, New Jersey, here is Elaine Alfano Wilton.
terrific strength and balance moves right off the top.
Her splits are impeccable. Yeah, that was a Shushanova, and she worked hard on that. Shows her strength and flexibility.
She's so strong and so light, she seems almost weightless when she lifts off the floor.
She has worked plyometrically to develop anaerobic strength. These push-ups. There's her wince and hold, and her presses are so well done. You want to watch for the shoes dragging through the execution.
Not there.
Not a bit. These push-ups are perfect. The rotation gains extra points, as does the movement between each. One more Shushanova. She has the flexibility and the strength and the guts to pull off some of those risky moves.
From gymnastics to aerobics, Elaine Alfano-Wilton.
And now the scores for Elaine Alfano-Wilton. Skill, 123. Presentation, 94. Her total score, 217.
A national and world baton twirling champion, Kelly Ginelot also brings an extensive jazz and ballet background to her performance. In fact, she works as a professional dancer at Walt Disney World in Florida.
Representing Ballet Health and Tennis Corp in Orlando, Florida, here is Kelly Ginelot.
Watch this press work and see if anything touches down.
Single one-arm push-up. She might have earned extra points with a couple of them.
Yes, she's a strong woman and can pull those off. It's worth noting that she is the tallest woman in this category, and so she really has to have the power to move those long limbs in a dynamic, exciting manner. You see, she's overloading with those hands back of her head. She wants to get maximum strength points on her abdominals. There's an illusion, but it seems a bit rushed.
Kelly has told us that her mother's always encouraged her, but she seems to lose whenever Mom's around. Guess what? Mom's not here tonight. Maybe that's a good omen for her.
Her transitions are so interesting, moving from floor to standing and between compulsories.
See that dance background and the entertainment background that she uses in her job at Disney World.
And her strength. How brave to hold a strength pose, a press at the end, and she sticks it, no wobbling.
And the scores for Kelly Ginelot. Skill, 126. Presentation, 94.5. Her total score, 220.5.
Kim Terry works under the watchful eye of her husband, Robert. He is her coach, her choreographer, and her trainer, and she has taken home medals from the Nationals each of the last 2 years.
From Washington, D.C. and representing the Impact Zone, Here is Kim Terry.
Raised her up there was perfect. A toe hinge is a cautionary move, and the action must be vertical, not horizontal.
Kim is dance trained at the Philadelphia College of Performing Arts, has the classic dancer's build, and she really moves quickly and comfortably around the entire square of the performance stage.
Now watch this. Whoa! That is major strength point. That's an adductor raise from a split. Her abdominals are slow to gain major strength points.
A little bit of sass to the judges in there too.
Now stork press, coming up on one leg with the other leg horizontal. It's hard, so it's a strength move, and it also requires a lot of balance.
Nice combination of strength moves there.
Look at her push-ups. Always check the low back to see that it's not excessively sinking.
Very clean routine so far.
She calls her style elegant, Brian, and it's her strength and cleanness, as you say, that gives that feel. Look at her hand on that in pose. Throughout, her hands are elegant. She is so strong.
Kim Terry with a very, very tough to beat routine.
And our scores for the final competitor, Kim Terry. Skill, 124. Presentation, 95. Her total score, 219. With 220.5 points, Kelly Ginalat. With a total of 219 points, the silver medal goes to Kim Terry. The bronze medal goes to Elaine Alfano Wilson.
The margin of victory, 1 1/2 points. For Kelly Ginalat, a former silver medalist in mixed pairs, she now has her gold. Walk me through some of your routine, maybe where you might have had some problems or had some doubts perhaps about winning.
Honey, this time around, I didn't have any doubts. It felt good. It felt the best. Actually, even if I wouldn't have won, it was the best I could have ever done.
You seemed very, very happy right all the way through the routine, and I have to say it was a very good one.
Thank you very much.
And congratulations again.
Thank you very much.
We'll be back with more from the National Aerobic Championships. We still have the men and teams coming up. Welcome back, everyone. I'm Brian Drever, along with Charlene Prickett. With more than 25 million people participating in aerobics each week here in the United States, Charlene, it only makes sense that more and more of them would get involved in the sport of competitive aerobics.
Absolutely, and you know, one of the most exciting things about this competition to me is the diversity in the profile of its athletes and their reasons, their motivation for getting started.
I did 21 years in the Navy, and I'm halfway through my second career with the Postal Service as a mailman. I'm your friendly mailman, and I just love it. It's my entire lifestyle's changed since I first saw regional competition.
I started getting involved back when I went to a mall and saw a regional competition and saw the competitors and figured I could do that.
Working with the beginners is a great feeling. Now that my championship is over with, it's now that I'm passing on what I've won with to them.
Competitive aerobics has made me realize that it's all about the journey, not the destination. The only competition is with myself.
The only thing you need to know about getting involved in competitive aerobics is you have 4 compulsory moves that you must do when you compete. And if you do those the very best that you possibly can, you stand your chance of being a fair competitor.
I would advise everybody to try it just at least once, and I know that if they try it once and they've been up on that stage once, they won't quit.
The National Aerobic Championship will begin again this summer with regional events in 10 cities. If you'd like to get started in the sport, call 1-800-NOW-JUMP. You'll receive a free copy of rules and guidelines. Welcome back. Let's take a look at the men's semifinals and see just who advanced. This year's men's finalists: Tony Young, Lonnie Henderson, and Chet Vienne. Chet Vienne is one of the charter members of the sport of aerobics, tracing his championship appearances back to the mid-'80s when men and women competed against one another.
From Los Angeles, Chet Vienne.
If there's another story to be told in these championships, it's that of Chet Vienne.
Watch this press work. See, he gets those feet through with no brushing at all.
He's already quite an ambassador for this sport. He's traveled to over 20 countries and is a class teaching animal. He teaches all over the world and all the time.
Those are his compulsory jumping jacks. I want you to notice how light-footed this athlete seems to be. He's got great plyometric strength.
For those of us that think this is a young person's sport, he's 33 years old.
Watch this transition now out of these push-ups into his abdominal. See all this interesting transition like he has springs. His aerials are so high.
And his score in skill, 118.5. Presentation, 96. His total score, 214.5.
Lonnie Henderson brings years of dance training and a level of carefully crafted athleticism that's the envy even of his colleagues among the Equinox aerobic team in New York City.
Here is Lonnie Henderson.
The more vertical the leg and a one-hole balance, the greater the points. And he really maxed it out. Leg straight up and then let go with a support arm.
Very few can ever doubt that dancers are great athletes, but it seems like Lonnie Henderson has taken that ability another step.
Woo, that plyometric push-up and the height he was able to attain. Now, that's his Shushanova. He uses a pike jump rather than a straddle jump into it. So it's his signature, and in fact, he's named it the Hendersall.
showing the judges here in this aerobics competition.
Now look at this press work. Well, we had a bit of a drag there through the foot, but nothing serious. And he switches arms, you see, midstream while he's in a straddle press. Oh, a very sure scale. That balance is hard, and he does it perfectly. That was supposed to be a straddle press. The judges know it. They've seen it in prelims, and he lost it.
The scores for Lonnie Henderson. Skill, 135. Presentation, 91.5. His total score, 226.5.
You may remember Hawaii's Tony Young from a year ago. He missed a gold medal by a mere half a point. He has returned to the National Aerobic Championships with a new routine that showcases the incredible hard work he's done to capture the title that eluded him last time.
Here is Tony Young.
With him now, and hopefully the judges too.
Pretense at grabbing your lower foot and then rolling forward in a roll. All right, the press work is sure, but a little bit of a quiver on that scale as he jumped up. These sit-ups are always higher value when there's a pause at the top, like Tony is presenting.
One extra high kick just for insurance.
Two extra high, I think, and it's very common now for compulsories to be done with 6 rather than 4, just in case something goes wrong. There's 2 extras. Now I want you to watch these push-ups. Extremely hard. Valuable strength points are being gleaned here with the leg work.
A lot of people came to this championship expecting to see last year's silver medalist Tony Young put together a winning performance this time around. It's hard to see where he's disappointed them.
And now the score for Tony Young. In skill, 128.5. Presentation, 97.5. His total score, 226. The 1993 United States National Aerobic Championship men's individual gold medalist is Lonnie Henderson, with a total of 226 points. Tony Young. And for the bronze medal, 214.5 points, Chet Vien.
Another half-point margin of victory. This year it's Lonnie Henderson over Tony Young. And what about a move in the middle that he calls the Hendersol? You had a lot of very difficult moves as well. Tell me a little bit about that signature one that you call the Hendersol.
Hendersol is a piked jump, whipping through second down into the free fall. So it's a bit more difficult because you have to pike the legs up and then bring them through and down.
You can call it anything you want. It worked for a national championship title. Congratulations.
Oh, thank you, thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, there'll be a lot more from the National Aerobic Championships. Some say the best is yet to come, the team competition. Stay with us. Welcome back with the team event. Let's take a quick look back at the preliminaries and see who advanced to the finals. advancing to the finals, Rita Nelson, Carolyn Wiezorek, and Linda Johnson. Cynthia Jenkins, Dale Duncan, and Aaron Byers. Bill Olson, Denise Lovelace, and Marty Lovelace. Bronze medalists a year ago, these three women led an even bigger contingent to the finals from among their fans in Dubuque, Iowa. Separately, they're a mother, a first-grade teacher, and a student. Together, they just might be the team to beat.
From Dubuque, Iowa, and Power Play Fitness, Carolyn Wiezorek, Linda Johnson, and Rita Nelson.
Score, it's Linda, Rita, and Caroline left to right. Is in the audience, Joan Wenson.
Use of cannon work, peeling off one by one and using that floor space, using that stage.
Now the scores for Carolyn Wiezorek, Linda Johnson, and Rita Nelson. Skill 130, presentation 96. Their total score 226.
This team came together within days of last year's championship. Music teacher Dale Duncan is the veteran with bronze and silver medals at home. Taekwondo black belt Aaron Byers made the finals 2 years in a row by himself. Add super rookie Cynthia Jenkins, and you have a talented trio of Tar Heels.
From Greensboro, North Carolina, representing Fitness Today, Dale Duncan, Cynthia C.J. Jenkins, and Aaron Byers.
Differential.
There's a lot of charm and fun and presentation with these three.
They have a sincerity of presentation, not forced.
And of course, we've been charmed by Aaron Byers for a long time. He's got kind of an aw shucks sort of way about him that's pretty endearing. And CJ in the middle there. Dale Duncan on the left, the veteran of the team.
Their press work, both there and in the beginning, is quite clean, quite impressive. And my goodness, are these push-ups nice. They should be done to the side so the judges can really have a good look. Good height and control on those abdominal curls with interesting hand work.
Error-free so far, at least as far as I can tell.
think you are right. They were error-free.
Perhaps we've got a new team to beat.
And the scores for Dale Duncan, Cynthia Jenkins, and Erin Byers. Skill, 140. Presentation, 97. They had 10 points deducted for 2 footfalls. Their total score, 227.
For their first trip to the finals, these three have sacrificed a husband, junk food snacks, and a season ski pass preparing for the championships. Recently, they performed this routine in front of 20,000 NBA fans at a Jazz Pistons game.
From Salt Lake City, Utah, representing Anatomy Academy, Bill Olson, Denise Lovelace, and Marty Lovelace.
You bet overwork.
So that they would get more difficulty points and strength.
Indeed, they have to back up the look with skill.
Did you ever see more beautiful high leg kicks, compulsory kicks? Now we're going to see push-ups in this position, but that is not a good position for the judges to make a judgment. So to some extent, their good technique and form here is wasted. And the same with the splits here. The judges really prefer to see those moves from the side.
They're hitting everything.
Oops, a bit of a wobble there. Just on the balance, Brian. Synchronization and lots of potential.
And finally, the scores for Bill Olson, Denise Lovelace, and Marty Lovelace. Skill, 127. Presentation, 85. Their total score was 212. And the gold medal winners in the team competition, Dale Duncan, Erin Byers, and Cynthia Jenkins, with a total score of 227. The silver medal with a total score of 226 goes to Carolyn Wiezorek, Linda Johnson, and Rita Nelson. And the bronze medal with a total score of 212, Bill Olson, Denise Lovelace, and Marty Lovelace.
Shades of our men's finals. Our team winners dodge a bullet and win by the narrowest of margins. Dale Duncan, let me let you speak for the group here. Since you seem to be the senior member, 2 foot faults, and you still win by a single point. It doesn't get much more dramatic than that.
Right. I think we stepped out. At the very beginning of the routine, we started a little wide, and I looked at CJ, and she was real far away, and then when I didn't know what happened after that, but when we went off the stage, she said she thought she had stepped out on the very first roll. And I think I stepped out on a jumping jack, but I'm not exactly sure. I never saw my foot go out.
CJ's pointing a finger at you. Are you the guilty party, maybe?
I'm totally guilty because this happened in the first 5 seconds of the routine, and I saw it coming, and there wasn't a thing I could do. And then I worried about it the rest of the time.
And Erin, I remember at the end of last year's championships when you were already working on plans for this year. Well, they certainly worked out.
Yes, they have. I've worked really hard for this. I've left everything I know to move in with Dale and work with Dale and CJ, and it's really just great.
Congratulations to all three of you.
Thank you.
And don't go away. We'll be back with even more from the National Aerobic Championships right after this. Welcome back. As you can see down below, the medals are being presented, and we offer our congratulations to those that were winners here in this year's competitions, and our wish of best luck for those who will be back again to try next year. Charlene Prickett, any final thoughts?
Well, we had the year of the one-arm push-up and the year of the Joan Winston push-up. This was plyometrics year. I want to know, what will they do for next year?
And it was very, very exciting indeed. We're already looking forward to the 1993 World Aerobic Championships coming to you a little bit later on this year from New Orleans, Louisiana. For Charlene Prickett, this is Brian Drever saying so long for now from the Aerobic Championships here in Los Angeles.
The United States National Aerobic Championship is brought to you by Reebok, who reminds you that on Planet Reebok, there are no boundaries. The National Aerobic Championship is sanctioned by the United States Competitive Aerobics Federation and is endorsed by IDEA, the International Association for Fitness Professionals. Travel arranged through Continental. One airline can make a difference. What's the difference? Max Saver fares. Always an exceptional value in the air. That's the difference on Continental. Los Angeles Airport Marriott, an oasis in the middle of convenience. Home of the 1993 National Aerobic Championship.